students. How are you all? I hope that this video finds you all doing very well, staying safe. Today I am going to do a video to show you guys how to make this cute little gingerbread house card that you can give to your parents, or you can send them to your grandparents in the mail. You can keep them for yourself, give them to a brother or sister, whatever you desire. So in the little kit that you guys got, you'll get some little round cutouted circles, and then you will get 4 or 5 pieces of different colored construction paper. Here mine, I have red, green, purple, blue, pink, and yellow. Everybody's will vary a little bit. You'll get a white piece of cardstock. You will get a tan piece of cardstock. And then you are also going to get 4 pages. One is going to be the gingerbread house cutout. The other one is going to be the cutouts for the windows and the roof and the doors for your gingerbread house. You will also get a sheet that has 4 different gingerbread men or girls that you can choose from. Some candy, some little dots that you can color, and then a sheet with candy canes and lollipops that we'll use to decorate our gingerbread house. And from home, you will need a pair of scissors, a glue stick or glue, and then either crayons or markers, colored pencils, paint if you choose, and those will be used to color and decorate your candy that we're going to use to decorate the house with. And then you'll also need a pencil for some tracing. So let us get started. The first thing that we are going to do is we're going to cut out all of the templates that we're going to need so that we can start cutting out our gingerbread house and all of its windows and doors. So first you're going to take the one with the gingerbread house and you are going to fold it along the dashed line here. And so we will fold that there along the line. And then we're going to want to cut that out right along these thick black lines here. And this is going to be a card, so you're going to be able to open it up. If you don't want to make a card, that's perfectly fine. All you would have to do is just cut along this folded part here, and then you would have 2 little templates, and you could make 2 gingerbread houses or 4, however many you can get out of it. Otherwise, you're going to leave this little seam here so that it ends up being a card. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to cut out these templates. These 2 down here are for doors. You can have a rounded door or a square door. This is going to be our roof. These are going to be our windows. So again, you have a choice. You can have a round window or a square window. And then this is going to be our chimney. So you can choose which door you want to use so you don't have to cut them both out. I'm going to choose the rounded one just because I kind of like how that one looks. So we'll go ahead and cut that one out. And then you're going to want to cut both of the pieces out for the chimney. So you'll cut both of those out. And the longer rectangle part is going to end up being copied onto our cardstock and cut out, and that's going to make it look like there's snow on top of our chimney. So there we have our chimney piece. And as you can see, I'm just laying them out up here so that I don't end up losing a piece or throwing it away on accident. That is the template for our chimney. And then the windows, again, you have a choice between a round one or a square one, and you can do as many windows as you want. But I am going to do the square one, I believe, because my door is already round. But it's up to you which one you want. So I'm just going to cut out my square one because that's the only one I'm going to use. And then you can cut out one of these, and then you can just trace it 2 times. So you don't have to, or you can cut them both out if you want to cut them both out, but we only need one of the long pieces for our roof. That'll save us a little bit of time. If you don't want to cut or you have a hard time cutting, you can ask an adult at home or an older sister or brother to help you. That would be perfectly fine. So what we're going to do next is we are going to take all of our pieces and we're going to trace them onto the papers that we're going to use to cut them out with. So first we're going to trace our gingerbread house on, and so you're going to get the tan piece of paper that you have. You're going to fold it in half, hamburger style. Line up the edge there. And then you're going to take your pencil and you're going to trace around the edges here. There we go. And then you are going to cut this out, and this is going to be the base for our gingerbread house. And again, if you're making the cards, you want to make sure that you leave this folded part there so that it'll open into a card. If you do not want it to be a card and you just want it to be a gingerbread house that you can glue a string on the back and hang it on the Christmas tree or whatever, that's fine. You would just cut down the line. But if you want it to be a card, leave this part here, okay? And then you're gonna choose what color you want your door out of your construction paper that you got. And I think that I want my door to be blue. So I'm gonna get my blue color and I'm going to trace my door on it. Oops. Okay. And then I also want my window to be the same color, but you may not. You may want to put it on a different color. But since mine's going to be the same color, I'm going to go ahead and trace that one on here as well. If you don't want your windows to be the same color as your door, then you would take whatever window piece you chose and you would pick out your color construction paper and trace it onto that paper. Okay? And then you'll cut both of the door and the windows out. So I've got my door here. And then since I did my window the same color, I'm going to cut that out. You may have chosen to trace your window onto a different color. It's completely up to you. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to trace our chimney part, and this is going to be the smaller rectangle. I want to do my chimney red just because I like red chimneys, but you can choose whatever color you'd like. You're going to go ahead and trace that onto your construction paper that you chose. Okay. Set that to the side. And then we will cut this part out. Okay. And there's that. Now, these last 2 pieces right here, this is supposed to look like snow on top of our gingerbread house and our chimney. So I'm going to trace these onto the white cardstock that is in your kit. And you may want to do different colors. That's perfectly fine. Like I said, it's your gingerbread house. You choose to do it the way you want. But you're going to want to trace this long rectangle here. You're going to want to trace that twice onto whatever color paper you choose, because you're going to need one for the left side and you're going to need one for the right side. Okay? So there's one. Wow, I'm having a hard time tracing today. And there's 2. Okay. And then I'm going to get my little chimney piece, and I am going to trace my chimney piece here. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do after that is I want this to kind of look, I want my chimney to look like it has snow on it. So on the bottom of this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from here. I'm going to draw like little, make it look like it's snow. And it's not going to be even, it's just going to be really, and I'm just doing it right here along the bottom, okay, of this line. And I'm going to do it on both of them, and it doesn't have to be the same. Okay, here we go. And just little curvy lines. And you don't have to do this if you don't want it to look like there's snow, or you just don't want to do that extra step, that's fine. I'm also going to do it on my chimney one here. So I'm going to do a little, make it look like there's snow. So then when I go to cut it out, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut down the side, and then I'm going to cut along my little curvy part here. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going to flip this over. And so when I flip it over, you're not going to be able to see my pencil marks. And then I'm going to cut this part. And then see, when I flip it over and I put it on top, it looks like snow, right? So then I'm going to cut out both of my other longer pieces here. So I'm going to get this one. I just really like that it looks like snow, because when I think of gingerbread houses, I think of snow. We wouldn't know so far this year, right? Because we haven't had any snow. I don't think that very many people are complaining about that, though. All right. So remember, it doesn't have to be perfect along those lines. I just kind of use it as a guide. And then you cut along the sides and the top along the sides that you traced there. So then when you turn it over, there won't be any marks on there, and it'll look like snow. Okay, and do the same thing with the other one that I had. Here we go. And like I said, if you don't like to cut, or you don't feel like you're very good at it, or it takes you a long time and that kind of frustrates you, ask an adult in your house, or maybe an older sister or your babysitter, grandma or grandpa, aunt or uncle, that's whoever's there with you, if they could help you cut, that would be fine also. All right, maybe you're not allowed to use scissors like my son, because he tried to cut his hair with them, so he has to ask an adult. Silly boy. Okay, so after we have gotten that done part, or that part done, I'm sorry, we are going to start gluing these on. And so the first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hang up my little edges of snow here. And so I'm gonna take my glue stick, and I'm just gonna run a line of glue right along this edge here. And then I'm gonna stick my white snow on it. Okay, and now it doesn't have to be flush with the edge. Can be if that's how you want to do it, but I'm just putting it on to make it. And then I'm gonna do the second part here, and these two pieces up here are gonna overlap. Some people don't like that, some people don't mind. I don't really like the way it looks, so I'm just going to cut that extra part off. And that's perfectly fine. If you want to leave it, that's okay too. I just like to cut my overhang off. Okay. Then we're gonna take your door. So whether you did the round door or the square door, doesn't matter. You're gonna put your glue on it, and then we're gonna put it down here at the bottom. I'm gonna put mine in the middle. You can put yours off to the left or off to the right if you want. It doesn't have to be perfectly in the middle. That's up to you. Okay. Now, once you have your door on, we're going to add some design to our chimney. And so what I'm going to do is I want this to look like brick. So I'm going to take my black marker, or if you have a black crayon, or you're using paint or colored pencils, whatever you decide. And I'm just gonna draw some lines up and down it like this. Okay. And then I'm gonna flip it this way and I'm gonna draw lines in each little section. And I'm not gonna make them even on each little part because I want it to look like bricks. Okay, so see? So you're gonna draw lines horizontally all the way across, and then you'll do the lines up and down in each little section and just kind of scatter them around, and then see how it looks like brick. And then we're gonna glue our snow to the top. So you're gonna take your little piece here, and we're just gonna glue that right on the top there. I got a lot of glue right there. Oops. Okay. So now once we have that, we're gonna glue that part on the back. So what I like to do is I like to look to kind of see where I want it. That looks good. So then I'll flip it over. I'll put a little dab of glue there. And I will stick my chimney. Make sure that you have the little design part facing you. I made one earlier and I put it on backwards. And so that was not good at all. Okay. So then now the next thing that you're going to do is you are going to get a brown marker, or you can use whatever color you want, and we're gonna do some little lines just across the top. This just gives a little bit of decoration there. And then we're gonna glue our window on. But before I glue the window on, I want it to look like there's little panes of glass. So I'm gonna take my black marker and I'm gonna do a line up and down, and then I'm gonna do another line up and down. And that's gonna make it look like there's like those little panes of glass. And then I'm going to glue this on. And I'm gonna put mine up here because I like it to seem like it's an attic. You can put yours over here or right above your door, whichever you prefer. Okay, so now what you're gonna do is you're going to grab your candy pages. So we have with the gingerbread men or girls, the candy, the lollipops, candy canes, and you are going to color those. So first you're going to have to decide which gingerbread man that you want to use. And I think that I am going to use, I like this little guy with a bow tie. So I'm going to use the little guy with the bow tie, and I am going to color him in. And that is what you'll do. Okay. Color this brown part here. Okay. So you'll do that. I'm not going to do that whole thing because then the video is going to be 70 hours long. So you'll color in the gingerbread man that you choose to do. And you'll cut him out, and then you're going to take the gingerbread man that you have, and you are going to glue him over the door. If you don't want him over the door, then that's fine. You can put him on the side, however you decide. Color your little candies. You can color your little gumdrops, lollipops, and your candy canes. And you can decorate your house however you decide. On this one, I did my candy cane over here, and then I did 2 lollipops over here, and I put some gumdrops on my roof, and that's how I did that one. This one, I think I'm going to put a lollipop on each side. Here we go. I'm going to put one there. And then I'm gonna put one here. Okay. And then I think that I want my little gumdrops next to my lollipops. So I'm gonna put a gumdrop there. And I'm gonna put another gumdrop of the same color down here. And then I also gave you guys these little round just cutouts, and that's because some people don't want to spend the time doing the gumdrops, and that's fine. I'm going to use these little rounds for the purpose of this video here, and I'm just going to glue them along my roof to make them look like little candies. But I think what I want to do is make them look like lights. So I'm going to paste them all here, and you'll get an assortment of these, so you can use them. If you don't want to use them, that's perfectly fine too. Okay, my finger was a little dirty and got that one a little dirty. That's okay. Okay, here we go. Perfect. All right, I'm gonna do one more. All right, okay. And so you use the sheets of candy to decorate your house however you want to. I'm gonna take my black marker and I'm going to make I'm gonna make it look like little lines. Or go into these, like these are like light bulbs, like Christmas decorations. That's how I want to do mine. Okay, and then you would glue your little guy on here. Use the decorations to decorate it however you want. And then once you're done, what you'll do is you will open up the card, and on the inside you can write a cute little message to whoever you're sending it to, sign your name. You can put another gingerbread in here. I'm gonna glue my candy cane on the inside because I'm gonna give this one to my dad, and my dad loves candy canes. So I'm just gonna give it a little extra flair. Oops. It's sticking. I got glue on my fingers. And then I'm gonna write, no, I'm not gonna use purple, that's not a Christmas color. I'm gonna use red. I'm gonna write Merry Christmas, Dad. And then I'm gonna write Love, Melissa, because he calls me Melissa, not Miss Ash, because that would be silly, huh? Okay, and that's it. You're all done with your little gingerbread house. All right, thank you guys. Have a great day.